In this nitty-gritty Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing American Mah Jongg using the 2025 National Mah Jongg League card, and we're going to be playing at Mahjong time. Today, we're going to be playing at Mahjong time because we're supposed to do hot seats and a tour. We're going to start with a tour of Mahjong time and then hot seats, but nobody registered. There's a link at the bottom of the video or a button down there. You can register to be on the hot seat, and we could do it on the fly for either anyone who's done this with me before, so they know how to get in to the broadcast system, or somebody who is computer savvy. If you are confident using technology, I'd be happy to send you an invitation link, and then you just follow the instructions and join me in the broadcast. And I would put you on the screen and you would open whatever actually you do need to play at Mahjong time in this case, because this is where we're doing the tour. So you got to have a Mahjong time installed on your computer. And then you would share your screen and we could do an observation and then play with coaching. That's how the hot seats are supposed to work. So if you would like to do that, you're welcome to. And if we do not have anybody who's going to step up, then we'll just do gameplay with commentary after the tour. Mahjong time is a robust platform, so it is a little bit, well, I guess for lack of a better term, intimidating to some people. They may not want to try because there are a lot of features. And there are also a lot of ways to play the game. So a lot of people don't want to even try, but it's worth it. Let me just tell you, it is worth it. It is the most realistic platform because they have scattered discards, which is the way the game is played. This is the only place you can practice hand reading fully. So I highly recommend it if you're an experienced player. It's a great place to play for that reason alone. And then there's a great community there as well. So, and then also if you like playing other versions or you intend on learning other ways to play, this is a great platform because they have other ways to play the game. Sorry, I have a gnat in here. But they do have other ways to play the game, 5 different ways. They have Taiwanese, Hong Kong Mahjong, Mahjong competition rules, which is also known as Chinese classical, or no, Chinese official. And then they also have Riichi Mahjong, and they have several different variations of Riichi Mahjong, Japanese style. And then, of course, American Mah Jongg, which is what we're going to play. So let me know in live stream chat if you want to get on the hot seat, and we'll do it. Hi, Wes. Welcome. And for anyone else who's in the room with us, hello. Say hi in chat if you like. I'll go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started with the tour. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to put them in the live stream chat. I do want to give a shout out to our moderators. Thank you for helping to monitor that. Keep an eye on the chat. If I miss any questions, please do let me know. So I'll share my screen and we'll get started. Let's see here. Let me just do one thing really quick. Okay, excuse me. I always have a frog in my throat. What is the deal with that? Okay, let me, here we go, share my screen. I've got Mahjong time up. Okay, now registering at Mahjong time can be a little problematic if you have a Mac. On my website, if you go to Home, About Mahjong Time, you got to click on Home, About, and then you'll see Mahjong and then Mahjong Time. There's a link to a tutorial on how to install it. You have to allow Mahjong Time as a trusted developer in the security system using a Mac. So just know that there's a little extra hoop or two that you got to go through with Macs. But the installation of the full featured application, which is what you see here, this is an application. They do have a web-based option as well. So if you go to Mahjong Time, oh my goodness. Oh, good. There it is. Okay. So here's here's mahjongtime.com, and you can play from here, but this is the light version, meaning it is not full featured. So it's for quick online play. So you don't have to download the application, but the application has a lot more features. So I highly recommend it. If you come here and click play, you'll be playing on their light version. And we're not gonna go into that because I'm already logged in right here. Hello. Oh, Wes is gonna come on the hot seat. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I would love to have you come on. Let me send you an invitation. And then after we do the tour, come on in, or let's see. I think I'll just do that. I'll send you a link, and then after the tour, we'll have you come into the broadcast and share your screen, and people could see what it's like. And then in the meantime, think about what you want to work on. Maybe pick one challenge that you'd like us to focus on. And that way we can hit the ground running when we get to that. It is much better on a laptop or desktop, just FYI. That is recommended. Okay, so here's the tour. I'm just going to do a quick highlight so we can do a hot seat with Wes. Thank you for doing that, Wes. Big shout out to Wes. So this is what you come to after you get the program installed and you log in. You're going to come to this home screen. You can see right here is the primary navigation, home, games, online players, jackpot tournaments, community, and guilds. And we're going to briefly talk about each one of them. But before that, I just want to highlight a couple of things in this view. At the very top, it will show you in the upper left corner, way up here. Let me go full screen here. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, I guess that'll work here. Right up here, you see where my mouse is? Okay, so here's my mouse right up here. That's where you can see how many dragon chips you have. The dragon chips are what you use to play the game. So every game that you join requires an ante, and that ante is used to reward the winner. So dragon chips is the in-game currency, and there are also dragon golden coins. And these are another form of currency that are used to participate in other activities like a tournament. And then you can also have cash in there because they do have cash games, which I've never played in. You can buy chips and coins here, and then there's a cashier, and that's where you can renew your membership or buy chips and coins. So if you click that button, a dialog box will come up, and then this is where you can buy more dragon chips if you run out, because if you don't win, you're going to deplete your bank. So you may need to purchase more chips. You do get chips based on your membership. If you have a free membership, you get, I believe it's 1,000 dragon chips a day. So you could potentially play 4 games a day. And if you win, you could play more. And then there's the premium membership. And I believe you get, how many do you get? 2,000? I forget. Let me go to Mahjong time here. Sorry, one moment. I have this on my website. Okay, here. Okay, so you get 1,000 free chips per day. So at the end of the day, if you run out of chips, you just wait until the next day. Okay. So the premium, you get 1,000 up to 3 times a day as needed. So if you're playing as a premium membership and you run out of chips, 1,000 chips, you'll get another 1,000 up to 3 times a day. So 3,000 total. And then if you're a VIP, you get 1,000 dragon chips a day up to 5,000. So that's what I personally do because I don't ever want to worry about chips. So if I know I can play with 5,000 dragon chips a day, I'll be able to play Mahjong whenever I want at Mahjong time. So you can find this page if you go to home, Mahjong, and then Mahjong time. And that will take you to this page where you can find out all about it. There's the 30-day trial as well. So if you've never tried Mahjong time before, you can get a 30-day trial with my affiliate code, and you just click that button on that page and you'll get a 30-day trial instead of a 2-week trial, I believe is what it is. And if you decide to have a subscription at Mahjong time, I would get a small commission. And for that, I say thank you. So then the chips are up there. The cashier, this is again where you can make deposits or whatever. And you can also go to your subscription and renew or what have you, upgrade maybe. All right, so then underneath the chips, you have your profile image and then each of the versions played and your level. And it's all based on or inspired by the martial arts belt system. So you could see I'm a green belt in Taiwanese, green belt in Mahjong competition rules, a brown belt with 2 brown stripes with American Mah Jongg. And then for EMA, I'm at a brown belt. That's Ricci Mah Jongg. And then there's 2 other versions there in Ricci Mah Jongg. I'm a green belt on both of those. And then SM, that's another Ricci version. But anyway, I'm just a white belt with a green stripe on that one. I think that's 3-player Sanma, Ari, and Taiwanese, I'm a brown belt. Hong Kong Mahjong, I'm a green belt. So anyway, you can see that, and you rank up. So when you win, you earn points. You also earn the dragon chips, and all those points are accumulated. And when you reach a certain level, you get a different belt. You start with a white belt, and then you get a green stripe, and then 2 green stripes, and then the next belt, which would be green. As a green belt, you get brown stripes until you get to the brown belt. And as a brown belt, you get black stripes until you get to the black belt. The last or the highest belt is black. And incidentally, everybody starts with a white belt. And we don't know what people start at as far as coming into the game. Just because someone has a white belt does not mean that they're a beginner with the game. They're just a beginner at Mahjong time. So when you see someone with a brown belt or a black belt, it just means that they've played at Mahjong time long enough to prove their skills and strategies to the point where they've earned those ranks. So if you're at the table with a white belt, that doesn't mean that they're inexperienced. It just means they're new to Mahjong time. So keep that in mind. There are some other features here that we're not going to go into due to time. I personally don't use any of them. All right, so then you can customize your avatar, customize your hand, which I don't personally use, But there are some fun features. If you like the aesthetics of the game, you can check that out. And then on the right, it just tells you a little bit about your subscription. It will tell you what plan you have and then how many chips you have, things like that. So summary level information. And in the bottom right, there's a chat window. This applies to the entire platform. In the middle, at the bottom, it will tell you the tables that are with open seats. So you can jump into games. So if I click on Hong Kong Mahjong, there's an open seat right here because it's gray. We're going to focus on American Mah Jongg. There's no open tables there. That's just a quick view. To get to the games, you click on Games. You could also filter the list to see who's playing if you like. So there's online players. I don't go into jackpot. This is for cash games, I believe, which I don't do. There's also tournaments played here. So if you're interested in playing tournaments, you could feel free to come in here and poke around and register. There is a registration fee of either dragon chips or golden coins to participate. There's also a community tab where you can see players by version. And then we have guilds. The guilds at Mahjong time would be groups of up to 6 players who join forces, and the total scores of each guild are compared on a weekly basis, and winners are rewarded. So whoever is in a guild with a high volume of wins, they'll be rewarded. So you could see at the very top here, Just for Fun is the top guild so far, and you could see their rating, and then you can also see their current score. So these guilds are all playing against each other. If you play, I think you have to play like 4 hours a day or maybe 3 hours a day or something like that, and your scores are accumulated. So it's a lot of fun. We have a guild. It's called Esprit de Corps, and I don't play enough. I need to try to play more, but I'm just super busy with other things right now. But the more you play, the better it is for your guild. All right, so next, when you click on games, this is where you can either play at Mahjong School. This is where you play with robots. And they have a random wall, which is where you're dealt a random hand. And then they have tables with the names of the categories on the card. And you will be dealt tiles for those categories. So it kind of sets you up in advance to play a hand in the category. And it's the same every time. So if you do Wins and Dragons, it's going to be the same deal. So it's intended to be played once. And then you have your random practice wall. That's the one I highly recommend. So fun games is where you play with humans. Cash games, I shared that I don't do those, so I'm not going to go into that. And then my games would be just a list of the games you've played in. But fun games, this is where we're going to dig in a little bit now. So here you have a table or a matrix of the games currently available. Anytime that you see in the player column gray people icons or person icon, I guess they're people icons. It's a group of 4. If it's gray, that means they're empty seats. So you can see here is a table where there are 2 empty seats. And then there are 5 tables with all the seats filled. So those are games in progress right now. So I just want you to see that real quick. That's where my eye goes first. So I just want to talk about each column briefly. The game name sometimes will tell you a little bit about it, like AM, American Mah Jongg Marathon. That means it's going to be a round of 4 games, probably. Then you have Fall for Mahjong. Someone's just being clever there with a name of some kind. Crack Bam Dot. It's sometimes the names are not descriptive per se, but like Kick Back and Relax. That's a 10-second decision making. In this time limit column, you see numbers. That tells you how long you have to decide. So Kick Back and Relax gives you a little extra time. Picks and Keepers is just their regular 8-second game. Escape with Me, 7-second decision making. Auto Pass means that if you do not qualify for a discard, the game will move on. But if you qualify for the discard, you'll be prompted to either Pung Kong or Mahjong, Pung Kong Quint Mahjong. Otherwise, it'll just pass you by. So that's the game name. Next, we have Rated, which doesn't apply to American Mah Jongg. Then we have the time limit, which I already explained. Then we have minimum points, MP. That doesn't apply to American Mah Jongg. The next column is players, where you see the gray and gold icons of people. This I already explained. It just means there's empty seats. The next one is rounds, and this is a good column to understand. You either are going to see a quick mahjong, which is one game, and then you're going to see a round with a 1 or 2, and that means the game is going to be played with more than one quick mahjong. So it'll be, a round would be 4 games. If you see 2, then it's going to be 8 games. And then there's an entry fee. And this is the ante I was telling you about. And you can see the dragon chip icon. This is what you will need to ante as you enter the game. And the total amount is going to be paid out to the winner, less any rake from Mahjong Time. Mahjong Time gets a percentage of the free and the premium subscriptions. And then for the VIP, they get the whole amount. That's one of the perks of being a VIP. You get the entire ante, or the entire pie. The prize fund right there. That's what you would get. Okay, so then you have the action button. This is where you either join or watch the game. So you could go in here and watch a game in play. If you click watch, you could either review it if it's already done, or you can spectate in real time. So if you click spectate, you can come in here and see the game being played and watch discards and exposures.
9 characters. 9 dots.
So that's spectate. And then you can join a table as well, which we're going to do if we can find one. So I'm going to find a table because I do want to explain to you a few things inside the game. So here we are waiting for the game to start. You can see that summary of the tables that are available right now. There is just us, and we're waiting for people to come in and sit. We have just us as the only player. So there would be 3 open seats in that lobby. I call it the lobby out in the previous area where we were. Let's see here. Okay, so we're waiting. While we're waiting, I'm going to send Wes an invitation. Okay, there's a player for us. So let me send this invitation here to Wes. And in here is our instruction. I hope your camera ready, Wes. Get ready for your close-up. Now you could join with your camera off. You don't have to have your face on broadcast. Just so you know. I come online sometimes with no camera because maybe I'm not wearing makeup. Okay, here we go. I just sent you the link, Wes, and we'll be done here shortly. As soon as we get a player, we're going to jump into a game. Oh my gosh, we're going to go over. I'm going to exit here. I'm going to exit actually, because once Wes shares his screen, I'll explain thereafter, and that way we can do a hot seat with Wes. So I'm going to stop just for a moment, and we're going to have Wes join us. He's wearing merch today. Awesome. Oh, here. Oh, no, that's me. Okay, so we're going to go back here, and Wes is going to come on, and then I'm going to invite him into the stream, and he's going to share his screen. So we're just waiting for Wes at the moment to come join us. And then he and I will probably play with robots. Unless we play with people, but it'll be kind of fast. It depends on what he wants to work on. Well, Susan, it is tiny. Their font that they use online is pretty small, but what you could do is just hear the description and then apply what you heard to the view. And this is going to just be reposted. So the screens, let's see what I could maybe do. What were you wondering about? Was there something that you wanted me to zoom into? Because I could do a screenshot and then upload a screenshot so you can see the lobby, because really that's all we looked at the moment. Okay, Gretchen's asking, if you play with robots, do you get points towards belts? No, it's just for practice. It's a great way to practice decision making. Okay, here's Wes. Hello, Wes.
Hello.
Welcome. Nice shirt. It says, let's play Mahjong. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so what do you want to work on today?
So I am teaching some beginners, and one of the topics I'm teaching them is how to pick a hand. So
Okay.
I'd like practice on teaching how to pick a hand.
Okay, so why don't we pretend like you're a student?
Yeah.
And then I'll be the instructor, and you
Okay.
can watch it back and see ways that you could channel and act as the instructor. Does that sound good?
Sure. That sounds great.
Okay, so go ahead and share your screen, or get Mahjong time up and share your screen, and then we can do this role play. I guess there's another thing we could do I don't know which way you would want to do it, but we could do it that way, or I could be the student and share my screen and you can teach me. But then you'd more so be on the spot as an instructor. I don't know if you would want to do that.
Why don't you be the teacher?
I'll be the teacher. Okay, very good. That sounds good.
Can you see I'm not sure which
Yeah.
screen. I think I'm sharing the right screen here.
Okay.
Can you see Mahjong time now?
No, we see stop sharing. We see a little label or prompt.
Oh, I see. Let's see.
So if you want, you could even role play some challenging, be challenging if you'd like, and put me on the spot.
Let's see.
We've gotten some challenging questions from players, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's Wes sharing his screen. So you can see Mahjong time there, and there's an open table right there. So we can, now did you want to play with humans or do you want to play with robots?
It doesn't matter to me.
If we play with humans, it'll be pretty quick and I wouldn't have as much time to coach.
Okay. Let's do
or we could play with robots. Okay, go into the click games. Click games at the top. Do you see where it says games?
Yeah, I'm there. Maybe my screen is behind.
We still see the opening screen for some reason.
Let's see here. I'm going to turn off my YouTube. I had YouTube silenced over there, but it may be making my bandwidth bad.
Oh, let's see. Let me remove that for a second. And then
let me make sure I'm still sharing here. So it says I'm sharing my screen.
Weird, because I see right here, it shows where the hand is in the middle of the table.
Oh, all right. Let me reshare then.
Okay.
Stream or share screen. Share this window.
Okay, that looks better. Okay, and then, yep, Mahjong school, upper left,
And then
and
just a
then
random one.
random wall, and then go way over. There we go. All right. Okay, so here are the robots, and you see the table spinning there. In the middle, it tells you how many tiles you have and what seat you're in. He's in east seat. South is to the right, west is across, north is to the left. There's the first Charleston. All right, so with your tiles, there's the sort button. His mouse is on the sort button. With these tiles, what do you see?
I see 2468.
I see 24682. Did you click 2468, or are you sure you clicked a random wall? Because that's a pretty nice deal.
Yeah, I think I clicked random wall. I could be wrong. But.
Okay, so looking at these tiles, what would you say is the strength of the hand? Yeah.
For cracks, I have a pair, so I would start there. I do have 468 in one suit and 468 in another suit, so that's, you know, if I get a 2 in either of those, that would be good. But the 4s are definitely where I would start thinking.
Okay.
And pass wise, I would probably get rid of the 5 here, the north, and I guess the white dragon.
Yep. And does it make you cringe?
It a little bit with the 5, it does.
Yeah, me too.
If it were anything but a 5, I wouldn't cringe.
Okay, so here's an idea though for you. And I know this goes against one of my core strategies, and that is instead of passing a 5 dot with a white dragon, one thing you could consider is keeping the white dragon and sacrificing one of the even tiles and keeping it for maybe like numbers with 4s and dragons.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there is an even hand with a dragon that you would qualify for.
Yeah, the next to last hand down there.
Yep. So what other tile would be good to sacrifice? Because clearly they're all keepers.
Yeah. I guess an 8 or a 6, one or the other. Since I have 4s, I would. My gut tells me to do the other suit, but I don't. I guess it really doesn't matter. I could do 2, 4, 6, 8 in 2 suits.
Yeah, I would do the 8. I agree with you. Yeah, the 8 BAM. So we're letting an 8 BAM go, and that's okay. Sometimes you need to sacrifice a tile depending on what kind of deal you get.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a 6.
Oh, look at what you got. Oh, boy. 6s. Okay.
So,
Uh-huh.
so I would throw the 1 for sure.
Okay, so now, one clear discard here.
Yeah, I would probably throw the 6 BAM now.
Okay.
Or I could also keep that for the same hand, the 6s with dragons or 4s with dragons.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's equal now. So maybe the 2 dot.
I was just going to ask what your thoughts were about the 2 because of the concealed hand. You might be able to swing the concealed hand if you get a 2 crack. Yeah. But that's a long shot. But yeah, I would give away the 2 dot. Okay. Because you could play like numbers with 6s or like numbers with 4s if the 2 crack doesn't come in. So now you got to sacrifice.
Yeah, now I have to sacrifice something else. So I guess I hate to throw the 8 with all this other crack stuff, but.
Okay, so here are a couple things you could consider. The first one would be you could focus on still evens by letting the, let's say, the 6 dot go and still keep that white dragon and the 4s, because you could play that second hand from the bottom.
Yeah.
But then you could also maybe give up the 4 bam, let's say, and keep the 6s so that you could play either 2, 4, 6, 8 in one suit, or like numbers with 6s using the white dragon.
Right.
So you're just at a decision point. Which one will use most of your tiles? Let's look at it that way.
Let's see. If I played the evens second from the bottom on evens, I would be throwing away one digit or the other. If I played like numbers, I would keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus jokers, so 8.
Yeah.
That would probably use the most tiles, I'm thinking.
I would say that's the strength.
Yeah.
That would be going with strength.
So I would
then
throw this 4 maybe.
I think so.
Okay.
That would be a sacrifice, which you can recover from.
Yeah.
Aha. Interesting.
Got the 8 here.
We're building a run on either side of 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah.
Well, not a run, but we have a 3, 4 there, but there's a 7 as well. What are your thoughts about the 3 and 7?
I would throw them for sure.
Okay. Yeah, they're not really gelling. If you had a 5 crack, let's say, I'd recommend consecutive run. And if you had another 7, maybe even consecutive run with 6, 7, 8. But I agree with you. So now you're at a decision point.
Right.
What are your choices?
I can blind pass 2.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
I mean, I'm inclined to just pass 2 this time, but I could also pass one of the 6s, I guess, and see how 2, 4, 6, 8 comes. I would probably pass blind here.
Okay, so let's see. And tell me, what is keeping the white dragon does what for you?
That keeps my like numbers with 6s option open.
Okay.
Even though it's weak. It is weak.
And that is a concealed hand. You do have jokers, though. Yeah. I would say that is a strong option. And then as far as the evens go, 4, 6, 8, what are your thoughts about those?
I would keep them. I mean, I would hope to get a 2 crack to go with it, but I know that's not a good practice to hope. So
yeah, hope is good. Hope is an optimistic thing to do. Hope is a good thing, but when it comes to Mahjong, you want to make your decisions based on fact.
Right. I would not throw a 4 here because of the 3.
Okay.
If I had to choose something to throw out of these, I would pick probably the 8.
Okay. All right.
Or I would throw the dragon before I would throw the 8. So
okay. There is one thing you could consider, and that is let the white dragon go and still leave your options open for with the like numbers, either probably the second hand down as an option, or maybe even the quint, since you've got 2 jokers. But if you also consider that you could still let that go and do a full pass, because you will be delaying the inevitable, because if we do a full pass or a pass blind, in the next pass you're going to have to make the same choice.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'll go ahead and throw the dragon this time.
Let me mention one more thing, though. Consider that what if you watch my YouTube channel, so you know that I talk a lot about gap hands. Right. So what do you think about playing 2, 4, 6, 8 where there's a gap versus the like number option?
I think the gap is stronger actually with these tiles than like numbers with sixes would be.
Because of what, line 1?
Yeah, line 1 of 2, 4, 6, 8 would
Okay.
be. I feel like there's more with the jokers. There's more support for that.
Okay, because when I was looking at this, or as I'm looking at this, I'm not thinking about, for whatever reason, my mind just wasn't there. I was thinking more about the concealed hand or the fifth hand down, and I thought, well, you need a pair of 2s, so jokers wouldn't help there. But if you're looking at the first line, that makes sense. Okay, so I think it's a judgment call. You either pass blind or you keep the white dragon as an option. I think it's just a judgment call in this case.
I'm going to go ahead and pass the dragon and see, because it gives me one more tile to look at.
Okay, good. Oh.
2, 4. So that opens up another hand on the first hand on the right under 2, 4, 6, 8. That's now available.
It is.
The 1 can go for sure.
Oh, and this is where we're deciding if you want to keep going.
Right. I would certainly keep going. I don't know what tiles I'm going to pass.
Okay, so you're at that decision point now of another pass.
So I know the 1 can go. I would probably pass. I think I would go ahead and keep the 2, 4 bam, and then I would probably pass one of the 6s and a 4 crack.
That's
what I would.
Oh, I would not recommend that.
Would not do that? Okay.
No, I don't think so. Because, oh, wait a minute. No, you're right, because you have a gap. Although you can use the jokers, though. So let's think about this, because if you were to let the 2, if you keep the 2, 4, you don't have a gap, because you got 2, 4 bam, 6, 8 crack, no gaps. And that's better than playing a gap hand. And here, with your jokers, you could maybe pung the 2. You already can pung the 6, and you could maybe Kong either, or you could Kong the 8. So you could act on 3 blocks if you keep the 2, 4. So then let's talk about the other option, which is using the jokers as the 2 that's missing the gap, and keeping the 4, 6, 8 intact. So in this instance, talk through what you could do with those jokers. How many blocks can you act on if you play the 1 suit?
I could act on the 2 if I use both jokers. If I don't use both jokers, I could act on the 4. I can act on the 6 regardless, and I can act on the 8 with a joker. So 3, I could act on all 4 blocks actually, but I would use 1 or more of my jokers for all but one of them.
So even though it's a gap hand, it sounds more actionable.
Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking, and this makes me cringe too, is you could pass like numbers and keep them both, keep it all.
Right.
So pass 6, 6, 1 and leave your options open. Or you could even consider passing a flower. That's another cringeworthy pass. So you do have really risky options, but because you're playing a hand of least resistance, it may be worth the risk. What are your thoughts about that?
When I have the option to pass a flower, I usually check all the flower hands in the category to see what's closest. Like, would it be worth passing it or not?
Oh, I like that.
So with this hand, the 5th hand down is the only one I would even consider keeping the flower for.
Yep.
And I would need a pair of 2s. That's a pair gap. And then I've got my pair of 4s. I can call the 6 and I can call the 8 with a joker and
Yep.
use the other joker for my other flower. So that one is pretty, that would be very attractive to me.
Okay. And
To
what are
keep
your,
the flower.
yeah, I think so. Because if you happen to get a 2, you'd be solid for that hand. What are your thoughts about passing like numbers?
I tend to do that before I pass flowers.
Okay.
So that would be my first choice. So if I had to choose between like numbers or flower, I would do like numbers.
Okay.
And that would also leave both hands open. You know, the first hand on the right would be still available, or the flower hand, or the first hand on the left is still an option. So that seems to leave me the most possibilities going forward.
And they're both hands, well, hands of least resistance, which is powerful.
Right.
So
And
I would be okay with you passing the like numbers. As a matter of fact, Wes and I played in a tournament on Saturday, and I passed like numbers twice.
did you?
I did, but I had a really strong hand.
Yeah. I don't remember if I did or not. I probably did.
Oh,
Okay. I'm going to pass like numbers then.
all right, here we go. It'd be really nice to get a 2 crack.
Yeah. Or a flower. Oh,
but look, you got
that'll
something
work.
good. You got a keeper there.
Yeah.
And now look at the decision here you have to make.
Yeah. So at this point, since I have both 4s, I would drop the flower hand and go ahead and pass that flower. That would be mine.
As opposed to breaking up the 4 and keeping the flower for defense.
Right.
You'd want to just keep your options open with these 2 hands.
Yeah, I would just drop the 5th hand down. I would not.
Okay.
Because I have to pass 3, so I really don't. I have to pass something, so I wouldn't want to break up this pair or this pair to do that. So
okay,
I would go
all
ahead
right,
and pass the
little
flower.
risky, but yep, that's okay.
Would you do anything different?
I think if it were me,
Or would you give up the BAM option? Or
I would probably give up. I'd probably
crack?
give up the crack option because there's no gaps with 2-4 mixed suit.
Yeah.
2-4 BAM, 6-8 crack, but the passing a flower is risky, but you're playing a really strong hand. You have a strong potential with this hand because you've got 4 multiples in there, and it's that hand of least resistance where you can use any number of jokers. So the risk is worth it if you do pass the flower, but it is definitely risky. It's another judgment call. I would either break up the 4 or pass the flower.
Yeah.
And I don't recall how evens were coming in too. So you might get more evens. Yeah, I mean, look at the last pass you got. You got a 2-4-6. So maybe you'll still get more evens coming in.
Yeah. My other thought about passing the flower versus this 4 crack is that if I pass the 4 crack, I've now broken up another pair that I have to come back with, and I have the flower, but I feel like it's better to keep your pairs together from my point of view, at least. I don't know if that holds up or not in gameplay.
I think this is another judgment call, so go for it. Pass the flower.
Yeah, I think I'll pass the flower.
Oh, I really was thinking that was a 2. Oh, well. Okay, well, now you have a full pass.
Yeah.
It's a little bit risky as the last 2, but you still have some strength here. Oh, nice. You got a keeper. Yeah. Okay, now thoughts.
Now I would give up on, or I would at least put this to the side so that it's my last thing I pass and focus on 2-4, 6-8 mixed suits.
Good.
First hand on the right.
Okay.
And I would just pass 2 here. I would keep my 4s and just pass 2.
All right.
even though it's 2 dots that are even.
Yeah. There's always increasing risk with the Charleston. People get keepers. All right. All right. So what are your thoughts on the results?
So I feel like I would go ahead and probably commit to this first hand on the right with these tiles. I can call every block now with
So you're
jokers.
set.
Yeah. So I would hold these until I have to throw them, and if I get a 2 crack, I may think about the other hand. But this is stronger, so I don't think I would ever change back. But you never know.
Okay. That was a great result. You're a contender. And there were 3 risky passes in there, but it worked out because you got keepers.
Yeah.
So the risk was worth it. We don't know what the result is for these robots or not, but the risk was worth it. So let's go back to full screen now and then just chit chat about the experience and how you would, or what the experience was like with that. What would you, how does that compare to the experience from you as an instructor? How does that feel from being the student through that and hearing the coaching?
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
It's reassuring. I had some cases where you confirmed my judgment, and then others where you offered good advice on maybe doing something a little different. And that's kind of where I still struggle a little bit with my, I guess, confidence of knowing that this is the right suggestion to make. And so I feel better that, I am offering mostly good advice. I give bad advice sometimes, but, and the other problem is you always get, if you kind of teach on the fly with whatever is dealt, you always have that situation where you get crappy tiles that you just have to deal with.
Yep.
And
it's
then,
not in control.
Yeah. So those situations are where I feel least comfortable trying to teach, because I don't really know what to do. I share what I would do, and it may or may not be the right thing, but I worry that I'm missing things that I should be seeing. And I feel comfortable that I tend to do it the right way, or your way anyway. So I try and teach from that perspective, but I just I always feel like there's better. I can get better, and everybody can. So
Yeah, including me. So when one of the things about Mahjong, especially when you're talking about getting dealt a difficult hand, I felt like in that tournament, I kept getting really challenging hands. And it's just funny that it would happen in a tournament. But sometimes you'll get that widespread, and even advanced players will be looking at that and thinking, what in the world am I going to do with this? Or you have 2 pungs that don't go together, a 2 and a 7 or something like that. And you just have to make a choice. So this, and then there's also this idea as far as talking about the options. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and what I see can be different than what you see. So as far as teaching the game, there's a conversation that can happen. Here's what you could do. Here's maybe what I would do. And what are your thoughts? So you could do all 3 of those. So maybe a best practice, or maybe this is my intuition says to do this, but what would you do? Or maybe even start with them. What are your thoughts on this deal or this pass, and how is that going to change your decision making? And then offer, here's the best practice for them to consider, and then here's what I would do as a player if these were my tiles. So there's 3 approaches with either every deal or every pass, and just address each one of those, and that gives you 3 ways for them to consider the same tiles. There's a lot of learning that can go on with that approach. I would be open. I don't know what your timing is like, but I'd be open to doing one more and
Sure.
see if we can get a wide spread.
Okay.
Shall we try
Yeah.
that? And
Sure.
if anyone's in the live stream, we're going to go a little long and see if we can do get a wide spread to address what Wes was saying as one of his challenges as an instructor, advising what to do when you have a difficult deal. So let's go.
Right,
I'll go ahead and get you. You just need to share your screen again.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that again.
Okay. Does anybody in the live stream have any questions? As either a player or an instructor, feel free to ask. All right, so let's exit and go back out and see if we can do another random wall. And if we could try to see if we can find a widespread. Usually there's going to be multiples in there just because I think it's the algorithm. So I don't know if we'll be able to get a widespread, but we can maybe get to where there's only one pair. Let's see. Okay, I think we've got, do we have a widespread? Oh, we have a pair of flowers, which is fine. So this will be a challenge. Let's go with this. What do you think? Does this look like a good one to try?
Yeah, this is very typical of what I get.
Okay, well, tell me your thoughts then. What do you think about this deal?
Yeah, so I typically, when I get widespreads, I typically group by like numbers and see what's most prevalent. So I would bring all my like numbers down together.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah, I've got twos, all three twos and all three sixes, and I have a pair of threes or two threes. And I tend to just let that be my first discard. Whatever's left, I discard as my first choice.
Okay.
Unless there's an obvious pattern like 3, 4, 5, 6. I see that as a consecutive run option, so I probably wouldn't pass that. But I would like see this odd 3 that doesn't go with that consecutive run, and I'd probably pick that one to pass.
Okay.
And I would, my gut would tell me to go to a 6, but I don't want to pass 3, 6, 9 together. So I'd probably pick a 2 to pass.
Okay.
I'd probably pick the third suit. So I would do a 2 crack, 3 bam, and a 9 dot would be my choice for my first pass.
Okay, 2, 3, 9. Let's see here. So that, let's leave those up like that and look at the tiles that remain. And so are you thinking, what category are you thinking about focusing on?
Consecutive run is what I see. I mean, I see a hand already, but even though it's singles.
I see. Yep. First hand, or sorry, second hand on the right.
Second hand on the right. And I also would have like numbers with 6s available. You know, that's one other option.
And the flowers too.
Right.
Okay. Yep, the flowers. Okay, so now
I do have 2, 3, 4 in cracks, so that's another option. 2, 3, 4 with 5 and 6 in consecutive run.
Yes.
Fourth hand down.
And there's no gaps.
No gaps there.
If it were me, that's what I would do.
Okay.
And that would be the best practice as well, because you're leveraging the multiple. And that's where I would start, is I'd say, what flower hands could I focus on? And there's 4. So in that category, there are 4 hands with flowers. Since you have a pair, it would behoove you to go for a flower hand. Yeah. So, and let's see, still you could pass. Let's see, what were you going to pass?
I had the 2 crack, but I want to keep that now. So.
Yep. So what about the 2 dot instead?
Yeah, the 2 dot would probably be a good choice.
Okay, awesome. Let's go for it.
Okay. In cases where I have one of the consecutive run number 2s, the second hand down, the hands of least resistance, I usually, if I can get one of those, I'll focus on that if I have nothing else to look at. But this one looked better. So
Yeah, it's definitely a good plan B. Okay, so
now I have 6 cracks to go here, and 6. I'm sorry, track the wrong one.
okay.
So I could either do like numbers with 6s or the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I can throw this 8 for sure, and this 2. And I would probably go ahead and throw this 6 dot.
Okay.
And focus on 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, that's the wrong 6. I have to keep the 6 dot for this.
Oh, yeah. So you'd have to break up 2 pair.
Yeah. So, I think I would focus on like numbers with 6s then, because
A plus. You're an A plus. You get an A plus for today. Yep, that would be best practice.
Yeah, and I would throw this 5 because, well, I guess the 3 or the 5 is what I would pick. That's my third discard.
I would agree with you on the 5. If you happen to get 9s, you could switch back to 3, 6, 9 too. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, that would be a long shot.
Looking at it now, I would probably throw. Well, that's like numbers though. I would probably throw this 4 because now I can still do 5, 6. Oh wait, let's see. No, I was thinking 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, what about if you were to keep the 4 crack for maybe the concealed hand? 4, 5, 6 double run.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6 crack, 4, 5, 6 bam, but you do have a gap, no 5 crack.
Right.
But then, the no gap option is good. It's like numbers with 6s. So you're thinking about what are my plan B options, basically.
Right. Yeah.
So what do we need the 3 crack for?
I was thinking 3, 4, 5, 6 would be another option.
Oh, yeah, I see.
But then I have to throw a pair of flowers away. So
true. Yeah, I vote for sending the 3 crack off the island.
Okay, approved.
Out of here. Aha.
Got another 6.
Yes, sir.
So 1, 4, and I would probably throw the 2 here. 1, 2, 4.
Yeah. So now
I could do the 5.
Well, the 4 bam though, if there's like numbers with 6s, are you thinking that is the strongest option?
Yeah.
There is.
Let me see.
Let's see, we're going left, so you could pass blind, but you could maybe play that concealed hand. However, you have a pair gap, no 5 crack.
Right.
So either.
Yeah. I think I'm going to throw the let's see what else. I can do blind. Yeah.
You would do blind. So your options are. Tell me your options.
So I can play the like numbers with 6s. Or the consecutive run concealed hand, or the third hand down under consecutive run, 4, 5, 6, with flowers. That would use my flowers.
Yep, true. Okay, so we're going to pass blind.
Yeah, let's do blind this time.
Okay. Interesting.
So that helps with the third hand down.
And you're at a decision point here.
And I now have the second hand down, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, lots of options here.
Yeah.
Let's do the first question. Would you continue the Charleston? Because you're in between.
Right.
The dreaded in between.
Right. So the way I usually decide this is if I can come up with 3 good discards, I will go forward. If I can only come up with 1 or 2, I will stop it. And I think I could throw this 4 for sure.
Okay.
If I give up the 7, it eliminates the second hand down. But
Mhm.
if I played that, I would have to throw away a pair of flowers, which I don't like.
Yep.
So that's 2. And then I would either play the third hand down under consecutive run, or like numbers with 6s, or the concealed hand. And
Mhm.
all of those need flowers. But I have a
Mhm.
pair gap on one of them.
Mhm. Let's see. Wait, a pair gap on where?
On the 5, if I played the concealed like number,
Oh, the concealed
sorry.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
if the concealed hand, oh, go ahead. Mhm.
if I throw that 4 away, I'm giving up on that anyway. So
Yep. But it's a gap. So
right.
how heavily do you put weight on a gap hand?
It would be last if I'm
Okay, good.
yeah.
So you have 2 clear discards, the
2
4
clear.
crack and the 7 bam.
Right.
So that leaves you with the decision of playing either the third hand down under consecutive run on the left, or like
Or the-
numbers with 6s,
Right.
probably that second hand down. Which
Right.
of those do you think is strongest?
Here I have a joker. I have a pair. I need one to fill this pair, and I can call the 4
Mhm.
or the flower,
Mhm.
and I can call the 6.
So you could act on 2 blocks.
Right. And then with the 6s, let's see, I'd have to either get a dragon to help me, or I would need all 4 of one of them. I'm assuming it would be the bam, but
Yeah. So there'd be a little bit of risk there because we don't
right.
know where it is.
Right. So
Uh-huh.
I would probably um, I would
That's a
tend to
tough.
gravitate toward the consecutive run hand just
Uh-huh.
because it's more comfortable to me. Although I
Yeah.
do love like numbers, I play that a lot. But
Yeah, I do too.
these are so
And
weak. I feel like that would not be my best option. Would not be like numbers because of the single 6 here.
uh-huh. One thing you could consider though is that the concealed hand, while you need a dragon, the likelihood of you getting a dragon is high at some point. And it's concealed, so you're kind of in a holding pattern. You won't be calling anything. You would be drawing and waiting
Right.
for a dragon to come in if that is the hand that would be played. So in that sense, you're wide open there, and you have no gaps, and you can leverage the pair of flowers. If you play the second one down, that would be an option if you happen to get the 6. So you have 2 potential hands that you could play, even if there's a gap.
Right.
With the other option, it's one hand. One hand with you needing a pair. In my opinion, like numbers is the stronger choice
Okay.
because
So then,
you could work towards 2 potential hands.
right. Okay. So then I
And
can give up a 4 and a 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
4
setup.
crack 5. The other thing you could also look for or keep an eye out for is a white dragon. If the dragon you get is white, you could maybe consider the second hand from the bottom under evens.
Okay. With
So
6s.
that would be 3 hands leveraging your like numbers, as
Okay.
opposed to focusing on one hand where you need a pair and you have a single.
Okay.
So I think the like numbers is the strongest option.
Okay. So I'll pass 4 and the 5 and the 7.
It's a little painful. I agree. So let's see now. And that now gives you 2 discards if you need them. And in this case, you kind of do,
Yeah.
because it's best not to pass like numbers.
2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see a dragon. Oh, like numbers. Goodness. Okay. These robots don't care about passing like numbers.
let's see. So I would probably pass 1 bam, 2 crack, 4 bam.
Okay. Come on, dragon. White dragon. Oh my goodness. Too bad you don't have a 9. Wow, look at that. Does that change your thought process at all when you get tiles like this?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd stick with the plan?
If I have 9, it would, but maybe I
Okay.
wouldn't with these. So
Okay.
let's see. I can pass 3. Yeah, I would probably only pass 2 here
Because of the risk.
because of 1, 2 together and or like numbers. Either way,
Yeah.
I've got to pass something. So I'd probably just pass 2.
Okay.
3 and a 1.
One thing you could do is pass 2, 3 and keep the 1s.
Yeah.
See if maybe you can get a joker out of it.
Yeah.
If you were to play forward, but we're focusing just on the Charleston here. At the moment anyway. Oh my gosh. You got the 5 back. But yeah. Okay. 5, 6, 7. So there's a slight chance for that same third hand down on the left. All right. So do you want to play it out and see what happens?
Sure.
Okay. So you have 2 potential hands.
Yeah.
At the moment. I want to see when the dragon gets here.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping for the white dragon to come on in. Wow, already.
Maybe he'll need my 1.
Now, if one of your 6s go down, what are your tendencies as far as calling? Oh my gosh, here's another option.
Yeah.
You just got another option. Do you see it?
Let me see. 5, 6. I don't see it. Is it 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6?
5, 6, 7, 5, 6,
5,
7.
6, 7.
Yeah, concealed.
Yeah.
You've got your, well, you'd have to let a 6 bam go, but the option is there.
Yeah.
I'd keep that 5.
Okay.
Just for a bit. See
So,
if you can, see if you can get a 6, 7 crack. So there's an option for the concealed hand there. It's a gap hand, but it's an option. It's okay to have a gap hand as an option. You never know if it'll fill in. But like numbers with 6s, second hand down would be ideal if we could get that 6 bam. Oh, looky.
got a
Dragon. Okay, thoughts?
So I would be focused now on the first or the third hand, one or the other.
Okay, good. I concur.
Depending if I get another dragon.
Yeah, this is a great result. You're at 91 tiles remaining and you have 3 discards. Or yeah, 4 discards. So that makes you a contender.
So this is a keeper.
Look at what you got. Awesome.
Yeah.
And now what position are you in upon discard now?
Now I'm a front runner.
You are. You're awesome. That is beautiful. Look at that. 88 tiles remaining and you have 2 discards. That is beautiful. Oh, there's the 7.
I guess that can go.
So there's 2 jokers open, 3 crack, 7 crack. Oh, 7, 8 pung pung. 7, 8 pung pung. Do you know what they're playing?
7, 8 pung pung would be. Sorry. 6. All right. So with this 6, I would probably stick with the concealed hand rather than the
Okay.
first hand because I don't have another dragon yet.
Yeah, I would agree. And you
Okay.
certainly wouldn't want to Kong it for the second hand down, or you'd be
Oh, yeah.
you'd be regretting that choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we definitely can't play the second hand down.
So you asked me what the 7/8 is. Let me see.
Uh-huh.
I'm not finding it. Hang on a second. 7/8 pawns. I don't know what they're playing.
It's the
7/8.
6th hand down under consecutive run.
I see it now. 7/8.
That one catches me too.
7/8.
6, 7, 8. So they need that 9. They
Yeah.
need to Kong.
And there's one already out, so I'm going to get
Cut
rid of
that. Cut that tile. That's right.
it. And I'll at least have a.
Whoa, they're going to need jokers.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I like that decision that you made there. Having a single tile, that would be risky. Especially, it would basically take you from a front runner to a contender. You don't want to go back if you don't have to.
I'm going to pass.
Oh,
So they're playing the first hand in their odds on the right.
okay, good catch. Oh, they got a joker. And they're going to need it. Oh, although they do have double. Oh, here's the thing too. They need dragons. Oh, look what you got. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so that would do that. That would do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And what do I need? I need a.
You're ready to win.
Yeah. I need one or the other.
The 6 is out, so you
Yeah,
need the
this-
6 crack.
6
That's
crack.
awesome. Ready to win by 73 tiles remaining. That was fantastic. And the only one we don't know about is the player on the left. We don't know what they're playing yet, but the other 2 players don't need your 6. Even the player on the left, they just threw a 4 crack, so they probably don't need your 6 either.
Okay.
So you have a wide open road. My guess is you're gonna, huh?
I've noticed when you play the robots here that they tend to set you up for a good.
Yeah, they do. They want to encourage you.
Yeah.
But I've been told that the robots are not smart, but the random wall, you are given a random.
Yeah.
You are given random tiles, so you still have to make good decisions to win. But the robots are not smart.
Right.
That I know. But this was a quick build.
Yeah.
For like numbers. So I think what would you say the turning point was on this hand?
Getting that red dragon to me was the turning point.
Okay.
Because that gave me that first hand. You know, I was ready at that.
Ooh. Oh, you could have made it pretty by keeping that too.
I could.
Oh, Kong, pure Kong.
They are playing. They're probably playing the 4th hand down under 2, 4, 6, 8, or they could be playing the first year hand.
Okay. Oh, yes. Or they could be playing. Let's see. Are there any 2s out? I see a 2 dot. They could be playing the second hand down under like numbers. I don't see any. Oh, there's a 2 band and a 2 dot. So you're right. I think you're right. Either 4th hand down or You said which one? The first hand.
The first
Yeah.
hand under win. Sorry, the year.
Oh, here we go. There's white. Oh, a white dragon just went down and they didn't take it. Oh, they got a joker. Uh-oh. So we know none of these players need your 6. Thankfully, that was just discarded.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got my joker
you got your joker and
and my
you got
Mahjong.
Mahjong. You got it. Even with robots. Kudos. That's awesome. Like numbers with dragons. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was thinking was that for me, just as an observer, I think, well, and I did participate a little bit, but I think the turning point with that hand was the decision to give up on the consecutive and go for like numbers.
That's true. Yeah.
So we had 3 different options: the concealed hand, the second hand down, and the second hand from the bottom at that decision point, as opposed to just one hand being the third hand down under consecutive run.
Yeah,
I think that was the turning point for the hand. And then getting the red dragon, that was the icing on the cake, I guess you could say. That one made it just perfect. So as far as teaching the game, anybody, you or anyone else, can do one-on-one coaching just like this. You get on Zoom, you have your student ready to, with a subscription to any platform, preferably Mahjong Time, because they have that random discards where you can teach them later when they're ready, the hand reading and discard planning and things like that. But if you are able to use Zoom, for example, to do screen sharing, you can do this one-on-one coaching. Have you done this one-on-one coaching yet, Wes, with anybody?
Not online. I've done it in person, is usually where I do it. And I've usually got 3 other people. I've got 4 students. So I do one hand at a time and we all watch what happens. So, but I haven't done any online teaching yet. So.
Oh, you could. This is how you do it. It's not difficult. You do have to do a little bit of tech support. Sometimes weird things happen. Like earlier, Wes was trying to share a screen and there was a little something happened there. I don't know what, but sometimes you have to kind of do a little troubleshooting. But if you can get through that, it's a great way to do instruction. So, well, I hope you found it helpful.
I did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If you have any,
I hope other people will join the hot seat because it's really not bad. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's not bad. And I don't bite hard. I don't bite hard. But if you have any suggestions with my coaching, send me an email. I'm open to tips as well. And I hope that the people who are viewing got some value out of listening to the discussion, because it's almost like a collaboration as both a coach and a player together. It's a collaboration, especially because of the nature of the game being the beauty and the beast. There's beauty in the game, but there's also a little bit of the beast in there because we're restricted to the hands on the card. But between that, it's amazing that you can have 2 eyes on the same tiles and go different ways and still have good results. So we hope you found this helpful. Let's see. Linda says, I like how you didn't make Wes do anything. You let him make his own decision, but just gave him information. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent, Linda. All right, well, thank you so much, Wes, for jumping on with us. You were fantastic, and you're a winner.
Talk
All
to you
right.
later.
Okay, bye. Okay, does anybody have any other questions about this live stream? We did the Mahjong Time tour and then a hot seat with coaching. And this will come back up. So if you ever want to do hot seat with coaching, it's usually at the end of the recurring topics. So just look at that skills and strategies matrix index and you'll see it at the bottom. And there's a button where you can register to be in the hot seat coaching. So it's a fun activity and it's interesting when you have multiple eyes on the same tiles. Maybe there'll be an opportunity for everybody to learn. Thank you very much for being here with me. I appreciate it so much. Moderators, thank you for helping monitor the chat. We'll be back again tomorrow for the Learning Lab. If you don't know about the Learning Lab, you can find it on my website. There's a web page for the Learning Lab. If you go to Players Learning Lab, that's one way to get there. You can learn all about it. It's basically a safe space because it's a private Facebook group where players can join, and all the questions are answered by vetted instructors. So you will get answers from instructors, so you can have confidence in the answers being correct and helpful. And it's in a safe space. Everybody is there ready to treat you with tender, loving care. So look for the Learning Lab. I believe there's a link in the video description below. We'll be back to do that tomorrow. So if you're free from 1 to 2, join us for the Learning Lab Player Edition. And then we'll be back again on Thursday for the Learning Lab Instructor Edition, which we had to cancel last week. But we should be on schedule this week. So if you're an instructor, please feel free to join us on both days. I think it would be very helpful to have instructors there. And you may even pick up a few teaching tips. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.